York, all my niggas, all my niggas.
Yo. Welcome back to episode 3 of New York Noise, the newest visual and audio podcast looking to highlight up-and-coming underground New York City rappers, New York City hip-hop. These are the niggas that in a few years are going to be dominating music culture, dominating every airwaves, be taking over more than just the city, but around the nation. So, we trying to here on this show to set up a platform that you can see behind just the musician and see behind who you're listening to, but also understand the people and the process around it. So right here with me today, episode 3, we got Tybass over here and Fresh the Prophet right here, alongside Next Gen Family. We got Bryce Bart on the cam. We got Jackson Cripps, so shout out Jackson. Feel me?
It's lit.
So niggas, it's all family here. It's all calm. But these two gentlemen over here, they've been in this game for kind of a bit. They've been making music for a long time comparatively to a lot of these other niggas who, put a SoundCloud link in their Instagram bio. So I think first, originally, we just want to get to the start, the creation, the origin story, kind of at the preliminary rounds, like when did you guys, start making music, or what inspired you to start making music, and then kind of that process in the beginning. And like where y'all from, everything, all that stuff.
Word. On some shit, like I'm from Brooklyn. I'm from East Flatbush right now. I live in the Flows right now. But I was always just into like just inspiring people, and always just like when I was younger I couldn't listen to hip hop. It was mad funny. My mom was just one of those old Jamaican moms who was either like reggae or gospel. Like the first hip hop song I think I heard was like Jesus Walks or some funny shit. But I was always listening like the dancehall music in my crib, like Vibes Cartel or Movado, or like really do this shit right now. And then I don't know, in school I was always just writing and shit. What you?
Yeah, man, to be a young Fresh the Prophet, just a young bull. In Lancaster City, Pennsylvania, our first encounter with music when my big bro Dominic played 50 Cent, Give It to Dotron. Shit was hard. I even knew as a young man, it was hard. That shit was fire. Man, I started writing poetry, writing my own stuff, just freestyling at lunch with the guys, getting nice. And then I started recording just off my phone and shit, just making little videos, putting them on YouTube. I was like 13, 12, like just trying to do this. Ever since then, just leveling up. Like from there, it was putting shit on YouTube, recording shit off like my phone, putting on Audacity. Like me and my mans would just be cooking shit up just on that, and then moving from there to just different, like getting a better mic, and then like an actual mic, a USB mic, then getting like some real official shit with like a whole like pop filter and a mic stand, and then just working the way up, and then finally getting studio access, and then from there it's just been straight just music just going up, just creating shit in different spaces.
That just brought it back to me. Like me and Mozart, we used to use fucking Mixcraft, if y'all know what that shit is, bro, with Apple earbuds and all that shit, bro.
What the fuck?
Bro, it's some next shit, bro. Like people gonna comment about Mixcraft, bro. Like everyone's know about that shit, bro.
And I think that's one of the things that stands out, especially when anyone talks about Next Gen, and anytime you guys put out music, is that y'all been doing this for a minute, low key. Because a lot of people, especially around our age, like have just started doing this, maybe have like 6-7 tracks, but y'all have been releasing songs for like 3 years now. So I think what was between both your first songs, so it was Fresh with like Finesse and Journey on Your Cloud, right? So,
this one.
Yeah, one of the first ones are kind of like pop.
It's a journal entry.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh no.
What was that process like? Putting it for the first time, like actually, putting it on, like
Finesse is the most recent thing on my SoundCloud. A lot of my SoundCloud, like I made all that shit private, but I had like 10 songs, and each of them hit like 10 bands on the cloud. But it was awesome, like just rapping over Nas beats and shit like that. And shit was cool, but like it was just, once I leveled up my sound, kind of like that was just me just learning how to rap and putting shit out. So I felt like I was learning while I was releasing shit. Like so people were kind of seeing me grow up as an artist.
Like my son got his own sound now. Like he really got his own sound. Like
shit's crazy.
Like, you gotta listen, feel me?
The growth is there.
Yeah, but Finesse was like the first time I did a feature. That was my first feature ever.
I will see.
My first feature in New York, at least, because I had done shit with all my mans back in PA, but I came out here, did a video with my son Will C. That shit was super fire. Like that was a great experience. Just actually shooting the real music videos. We used to do stuff off our phones, but this was like official cameras. They had people doing behind the scenes. We just opened up for Joey Badass the night before, so that was our second show we ever did. Like, the adrenaline, this is 2015. It was the end of my freshman year.
We was like 15, 16, just
like
in the streets,
man,
bro. Like,
I moved back to New York and people was just showing wild love. And
that's not even how the story starts, though. That's a whole different story. We gotta go back. We gotta bring it back, bro. Like, so like, it's all this whole movement started on Instagram, bro.
Word.
That's crazy to me.
That's
Like Journal Entry was the first shit you heard from me, right?
Yeah, I heard Journal Entry.
Fresh used to just be this anonymous ass figure, like online. Like, I feel like he used to type up messages in his notes and like just copy and paste in the comment on the nigga shit. 14-year-old rapper from Pennsylvania, like fuck me, like I be in New York sometimes on the week. I was like, what the fuck is this, man? Bro, I'm not even going front, bro. Like, I was just like not trying to open it because I thought it was spam or some shit. Niggas like Lancaster. I'm like, what the fuck is this, bro? And keep it a buck, bro. Like, he just was like really consistent and persistent in the way that he just like was trying to connect with niggas, bro. And I remember I dropped Journal Entry. That wasn't even my first song, but that was really some like experimental, like depressed that shit. He was hitting me up for a minute. He's like, yo, let's make some music. I was like, yo, like I'm not in the right headspace. I don't even know if I want to do this music shit, bro. And he was just on some like, yo, this shit is hard. Like, and I was like, okay, I kept the relationship. I fuck with his shit too. And then this nigga hit me up. He's like, yo, how do you take the train? I was like, you joking? I was like, don't you live in Pennsylvania? That MT don't run out there, nigga. And he was like, nah, like I'm about to move here type shit. He can tell you better than me, bro. Should just have me smacked. Like,
I was finna move to Brooklyn because my mom was from Brooklyn. But I grew up in mad different places. Like I was born in Lancaster City, Pennsylvania. That's where I'm from. But then like I lived in like California a little bit, and I lived in like Chicago with my family out there. And then now I live in Brooklyn, but like I just lived everywhere, mainly Lancaster. But I came out to Brooklyn because my mom was from here and shit. And when I came, I like had been here before, but I never was really like out about taking the trains because I was younger and shit. So I was like, yo, bro, how you take the train? And he was there showing me that while we wasn't even talking about music, that he was showing me
just on some basic like communicating shit, bro. And I remember the night he touched down, bro, I could never forget, bro. He was like, yo, where you at? And he was 1 block away from me, bro. He was like, yo, like I'm on Montague and Clinton Street. That Brooklyn Heights is literally like the next block. We spent mad time in the hood, but like everything was really like originated in that neighborhood type shit. Because I was one of Brooklyn friends at the time. And he just hit me up, and that shit just, it was like, I don't know. I don't believe in coincidences, but like that shit was just like, it was like a sign to me. I was like, what the fuck? Type shit.
Yeah. And when you both started, once you guys started linking and started making music together, did you expect, and you started putting songs out, did you expect to get the response?
Well,
the response that you
we
expected?
didn't even make a song.
We didn't have songs together for at least 2 years, bro. We were just
after we was cool.
Even in like your separate careers when you started.
Bro, we were just on some basic, just like bro shit, like linking every day, stealing shit from Starbucks and shit, going to the fucking promenade, the pier, like just talking to bitches and shit. Like we was not on the, like we talked about advancing our music careers, but me and him physically did not have music together. And for like mad long, we just building that bond type shit, like
just doing your own shit. And
But like seeing people like really receive the music was fire. Like I remember like really starting to get plays. The people would comment that they was fucking with it. They comment fire emojis, all type of shit. I'll be like, oh shit, like people really fuck with it.
We moving.
And then like, cause my big bros was telling like from my hood and shit, they was telling me, oh you're nice, like you gonna be something. But then like when people was really actually jacking it, people I didn't know, that shit was crazy to me. And I don't know, that's not why I was doing it, but like once it kind of was encouraging, like, oh shit, you could really, like people really respect it.
It's like a battery for you, just give you more energy, more motivation to do that shit. Like,
hell yeah.
Shit was cool, yo.
And so once that happened, and I guess you guys, both of you building a friendship, and you building niggas becoming brothers, and you still focusing on music, and you still in school, so there's a lot of shit going on. So but there's also like in that time period, there was not a sudden shift, but there was like a gradual shift for, we doing this for fun to now, actually we're getting received well. Niggas are really fucking with us. Like we could actually make something of this. And how does that, I think that kind of leads into maybe, the creation of Next Gen or the creation of maybe like how you guys developed, and maybe talk a little bit about how maybe Mellow X plays in that picture, maybe taking music more serious. So how did that
That's a
develop?
crazy story. You can talk about camp before you talk about that other shit. I'll talk about the Mellow shit.
The craziest shit is, like, before we even, like, made Next Gen, we both was super passionate about it. So it wasn't really a stage where we were like, oh, this is fun. Now let's take it serious. It was like, we was trying to
Offer
do
it,
this.
Bro, and it's crazy because Fresh made me rap more type shit. Like I was always on some like songwriter type shit, like the shit that like I don't even know. Just
Like, he was doing like experimental shit and more kind of like, he taught me how to like make vulnerable music.
bro, I was rapping over guitars and
Like
shit. Like
all
I
I
wasn't
do,
even
like
know.
the type of rapping I was on was like on some like Nas would be on some shit, but I was on some like Meek Mill, like
Yeah,
I just wanted
hard,
balls, like
yeah,
rapping. So like he kind of showed me how to become more versatile, and then like I would encourage him to be on some like real rap, like, cause I knew he could rap, but like he wouldn't really show people that. But then I was like, yo, bro, like,
Especially seeing him like rapping, he was going to ciphers and shit like that, and he just had everything memorized. And I was like, fuck, like I got bars on my phone, but I'm known for doing like some kind of like experimental type of shit. Like when I was first starting off, like people are like Kevin Abstract and like Mozart Record and like Alan Caden were people that like were fucking with my shit all day and motivated me to like do certain shit, bro. Shit out the bros. I don't know, shit is really weird, like how it just developed. Like it's like, I don't know. And then we were like, that's when like Jay Lid and Jay Lonzo were coming to play because we was just all linking every day. We was just going to Starbucks and we was like, yo, like,
well, we was really Jay as gang, super fan, was my son.
niggas looked at us like it was like they looked at us like we had a summer camp in Fresh's crib. So niggas just like, oh, Fred, like we at camp, bro. Like,
yeah, my son Mikey Flame was around. We just saw, man, that's
deep,
when we
bro.
started like fucking with the others and meeting them and shit. Like
that was way early on. Like we even had this type of relationship that we have now type shit. And then after that, like everybody started low-key doing their own shit. And me and Fresh, like there was this dude, like there's somebody who was on some like I was finessing the internet. Like how we met over Instagram, I was just always on some like
networking.
yeah, I had that in my mind from a minute ago. So all the people used to influence me, I'm of Jamaican descent and shit. So I used to type it because I got tired of shit I was hearing on the radio. Like it didn't impress me. So I used to do some regular stupid ass shit like Jamaican rapper Brooklyn, like just like keywords and shit like that. And I would see Joey will pop up, like early Bobby French would pop up, and then there's this guy Mellow X, and he wasn't just doing shit other niggas was doing, bro. Like he was making beats from scratch and like rapping over them and like doing like short films. And I was like, yo, this is weird. And I found out he's from my hood too. Like he's from East Flatbush, and I was like, nah. I found this nigga like Instagram, Facebook. I was just sending mad shit, the shit that we was all doing, sending fresh air, some all shit. I was like, yo, fuck with us, like, we from here. Like, I want to say for at least like a year and a half straight, like just constant sending shit. He would not respond to that shit. And then one day he responded, he's like, send me some new shit. So like, I've been hearing these, like, you've been growing and everyone. And I did. And I saw him like blame the internet or some shit like that. He was fucking with it. We supposed to link. It never happened. And then I ran into him at a Boiler Room event. I'm like, yo, like, he was like, all right, kid. No, before that, I saw him at Afropunk. I was like, yo, you go manage me one day. This nigga laughed at me in my face, bro. We took a picture together. I was like, okay, cool. I saw him at a Boiler Room event. He was like, yo, if the universe keeps making us interact together, then some shit must be happening. He's like, what do you want? And I was like, I just want to like change the game, son. I was that 13. I know what the fuck I was talking about, bro. I was like, I want to change the game. And he was like, bet, like, I won't give you no contract. I'll bring you under my wing. You could be so large, do whatever you want to do. And I was like, I want to start a group right now. Like I was fucking with Pro Herb, but Pro Herb wasn't like, I knew that I could do something like similar or greater than that. Like I feel like Steez and their music like gave me like probably like planted the seeds in my head on some like, yo, expand and pick up from this type shit. Like not even biting off this shit, but be influenced by it. I was influenced by Odd Future. Just how like there are many collectives under one umbrella of niggas doing the same shit. Yeah. And like 5 years later, we have Next Gen now.
Explain the name for people who don't know.
That's what Mello was just always calling us. Like
he would just be like, "This is the next generation." Like he would introduce us to his mans and shit, and take pictures. He'd be like,
"Facts,
these is the next gen," and then we just showing the NXGN.
And it's crazy because like people don't even know Mello's story on some shit. Like besides doing like his Beyonce shit, the Grammy shit, whatever he was doing and shit like that. Like his generation, like how like us and the other gang, Choppy and like all of them hang out and shit like that. And he was like his group of people like that, like how we go to the Apple Store when we was doing that in 2015. Like he was in the Apple Store in like 2010. He was in the Apple Store in 2010 with like Rocky and like Theophilus London and Jesse Boykins and Kid Cudi and shit. Like that's his gang. You see what I'm saying? Like he had songs with Kendrick before Section 80. And niggas don't even know. So he's like, y'all are really the next generation because we've been doing this and y'all could pick up where we left off. And so I was like, that's crazy.
That made it more official too.
Yeah, like, those people that inspired us type shit. Like,
yeah, and then his energy, like the way he comes into a room, like when he's in the studio, he don't even gotta be recording or making the beat.
Just his presence,
like he having all the input, like he just understands music and just how to craft shit and do it. But the thing is, he never do too much. Like he's one of those artists where you're just like, damn, he's too great. He's nice.
ice,
he just
bro.
got
Like,
it. Yeah, I've seen
bro,
some.
like it's really crazy, bro. And then like shit like running and no competition came around. It's crazy.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
he's
when,
about to get into that. Yeah.
those are like the origins of next gen, to be honest.
Origins of next gen, that's like when it was like me, my son Capo, free him by the way, and then
Mozart Rick was there,
Mozart
Calvin was there.
Level Up, Leroy, like we
Those
was
were
all
like our
closer.
first times in like a studio too. Like Mello started taking us to the studio in
Yeah,
Midtown.
Blast.
Yeah.
Not even say.
Nah, I don't even know.
Not even
Yeah,
say
nah,
this.
but they shouldn't even know what we called. But yeah, we was in Midtown, bro, and like, bro, we was walking in the studio, 16 years old, looking up at the walls. Kendrick Platt there, Matt Miller Platt there, Drake Platt, and I was like, what the, bro? We just some kids from the hood type shit.
Yeah.
And he would spend hundreds of dollars. And he was just on some like, bro, he's just on some like, yo, come record, like, come see this, bro. Like, just being in an actual booth and knowing that like my heroes was there was on some like, yo, like I gotta do this shit.
Did that at a point maybe, I don't know, not intimidate you, but did it like hold you accountable? Like, yo, I can't come in here and fuck around. Like when we in here, we making this shit.
Nah, when we met Mac Miller,
Yeah.
we gotta talk
It
about
just
that.
made me-
Oh,
When we met Mac Miller in the stew,
he
Mac
pulled up in
Miller
our
came
studio
to our
session.
stew session.
That shit
I
was
swear
mad
to
funny, bro.
God. And this man started playing unreleased tracks.
Him and Metro, which is crazy because that wasn't even my first time meeting that nigga, bro. One time I was in Dumbo and I was like, yo, like, I used to like hella crystals and shit like that. I used to like, he posted a picture in Dumbo, so he just moved out there. And so obviously I was in the neighborhood, so I pulled up and he was like, what the fuck? And I was like, yo, I bought your first album, Blue Slide Park. I was telling him all these facts. And he was like, so I'm guessing you make music? I was like, yeah. He's like, I don't got time to bump right now, but if we supposed to see each other again, we gonna do it. I was like, how'd you remember me? He's like, you tired of crystals, bro. I swear to God, bro, we was in Blast Off, we was mixing, running and shit. And this nigga just walks in and walks back out. I was like, nah, bro.
But he heard Running, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
bro.
he definitely
And he
heard
walked in because Running is actually like sampled from a SZA song that he produced. So he walked inside and said, yo, this shit sound familiar.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Wait, we can't even forget to talk about the cabinet though, bro. Like there's members of Next Gen that's not here right now. There's like John Boy Ice and Nori and Chris. Like they're like the sound behind Zoom, they're the sound behind Running, like all that shit, bro. And it's crazy because like when I was
Shouts out the producers.
facts, bro. Like they was going
Creating a
to
new sound. My son Shaw, big producer.
Facts.
My son Kosa.
like John Boy Nori
So that's a fact.
and Chris and them. They was going
Shouts out Sydney.
that ass, bro. They was going to NYU when I was at Brooklyn Friends type shit, and it's weird because this guy Nori, I don't know, bro. Everything is on Instagram, which is mad weird. He DM'd me on some shit. He was like, yo, I met Rory yesterday, and Rory said you could send me beats from him. And I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, why would Rory tell you to hit me up if he had his phone? And he was like, basically on some like, if you fuck me, Rory, you would give me Rory's phone number type shit. And I was like, Rory, don't even be responding to my text. So that's my big bro type shit. And so I heard his beats, and I was like, what the fuck? These shits are crazy. And I was like, yo, let's link ASAP. Turns out his dorm was like in Metro Tech right next to my school, bro. And then so when Mello was like, yo, bring your bros through, I brought like Nori, and then that's when shit just started happening. He produced Running and shit. And like, Rick brought Bones to the studio, and it's crazy because, like, I don't know, everything just started coming together, bro.
The producers was making beats, and the beats didn't sound like anything.
It wasn't
and
normal,
the energy that we were bringing and all the versatile sounds from all the rappers, like, it was different, and it just went well with the beat. So we were like, wow, this gotta be
We
something.
were on to something, bro. Like, and it's crazy.
And that's like 2015 too. Like
That was super early,
like
bro.
just creating the sound. And ever since then, it's just been like literally just
Level up every song, bro.
working with each song, and you just get better at what you do as you do
It's
it.
crazy because people talk about 10,000 hours and shit like that. We've been doing this shit since like.
I'm Jack. We put it on
Kids, bro. I'm trying to get to my 20,000. There's never you can't stop learning when it comes to this shit, bro. Like even shit that's natural, bro. Like from like you mastering like writing, the cadence, to like delivery, to like just mad different shit that goes into it that people don't think, because like you see what I'm saying, bro? Like niggas put a song on SoundCloud, they do a music video, like oh the shit is lit, and I'm not like discrediting them, but like. People who was born for this shit, bro, they could get thrown into any environment and still work, bro. Like, exactly, bro. Yeah, bro, there was like a period of time where, like, I know we gonna talk about Zoom, where like after Zoom, where like we just didn't have studio access. Like, we went from being in like a professional recording studio every single day to 6 months being back in the hood on some yo shit. What we about to do?
Recording my
After I sold my microphone too, like I gave my microphone away to my bros that I thought I didn't need it and shit. So we back to square one, and we had to like, you can't move backwards. Now we just studio, we back to the hood. Like you gotta keep leveling up. That was some shit that like humbled us OD and like taught us how to like.
Because we was
everything.
cooking up heat with like low quality equipment, not really mixing it.
She
like,
got us to square one, like.
but it was still fire. Like we flexed it. Like shout out Cowden, shout out.
I think I think that's crazy because you've laid that foundation, and then after that, you say like in around 2015, and once you guys start developing, like all the pieces start being put together.
Yeah.
I think that's when you guys maybe start getting more serious about dropping the tape or dropping it out.
Bro, like Zoom was some different shit, bro. Like every song on Zoom goes. I feel like. Okay, so we did Boiler Room, right, with Divine Council.
Yeah.
Divine Council is a group that Andre 2000 was fucking with. And I can never forget this. They brought us a video shoot to shoot the December shit, and we met Andre 2000. Nigga comes up to me and fresh. He's like, yo, hey, I'm Andre Benjamin. Nigga's like, no shit, no the fuck you are, bro.
He's like, nice to meet you.
And we deadass had a conversation with this nigga, and I forgot what I asked, but he was just on some like always make music that you're gonna be proud of type shit. He was like, every song that I have, bro, like I could be like 60 and performing on stage and I could rap every single lyric because I'm gonna be proud of it.
Yeah.
Niggas was like, yo, like you think Yachty could do that in the future? And we're just like, damn, like it's on some shit where it's like you wanna make music that's popping for the culture, but it's also like longevity. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, and that was just on some shit. It was like, yo, it made me like create shit with a purpose. Like I feel like Zoom is still gonna blow up one day. Like it did what it was supposed to do New York City wise, introducing us, but like the world is still yet to hear it. Like every song goes hard. Like Bones is on Terror, bro. Like to this day, bro, we perform Terror every single show, bro. Last night we did Terror, bro.
That's a fact.
And people get hype as fuck. People know the words. People come to us in the street
Sometimes I
about
don't
that.
even be wanting to perform it.
Just because it's so old, you see what I'm saying?
Wildin'.
But like when you make timeless music, it don't even matter. Like Zoom, every beat was made from scratch, bro. We literally wrote half the shit outside, bro. After school, me and Fresh started going to school together, so shit just started flowing together even more, bro. We were just on some shit, like.
It was just natural energy, like, and it was rare that we were just telling our stories, but also just the way that it was combined. Like,
Yeah.
it just felt it's too.
And it was our first time really making music together because Fresh still wasn't on running. I wasn't on no competition. You see what I'm saying? So like after we on the mellow swing onto management shit, like we still didn't have songs together type shit. Like Nightmare didn't come out. Niggas don't even know what that is. But Zoom was like our first time making music together. Like people knew that we were like a unit, but it was like that was like their digital evidence. Type shit. So every song was like, fuck, like how do I tell my story but not like overshadowing his story and like vice versa and shit like that. And like how do we just balance each other out and like I don't know. We learned how to like become like a duo, like on some solid shit. It was fine.
Both sonically and content wise, like what would you say inspired that album? Like in terms of, are there any musical influences that kind of inspired you guys? A specific sound you wanted to curate during that album, or things that were going on in your life that inspired just the content, the heavy lyrics. Like there's a variety of sounds on that album. You have songs like Banana, that stands out from songs like
Alex Molly.
So like you guys can clearly prove that you can, like, you have a versatile sound on discography.
Every song is different. I mean, we could go through them. You could tell us something that you like, and we could tell you the facts.
So yeah, I mean, obviously, when you dropped the single "Night Until Dawn," I think that got everybody like,
oh my god,
stupid.
That was just on some lyrical boxing shit. Like me and Fresh was just going back and forth on. You got bars, you got bars.
The way I look at that, and people have said that that's like punk rock song, because like just like the energy that it has and the way.
Yo, you remember we performed it at Yale,
it's like
bro?
some Nirvana, Wu-Tang Clan, like mix.
I remember when y'all dropped that, and I didn't really know y'all like that yet, but I'd heard it on some shit, and I immediately I was like, all right,
that shit did bigger than the song too. No blogs, no nothing, bro. That shit that took off. We were just on some. I did write that shit on the B61, bro. I was coming from my shorty script and right hook. I was like, what the fuck? And they kept sending me this Earl Sweatshirt example. Like you hear it at the beginning. Nori produced that. Shout out to Nori, bro. I think he's a beast, bro. And then I remember I got my verse down and I like fresh after school when I saw him on Monday. I was like, nah, bro, you gotta go crazy on this shit, bro. And then we went to Zoom Block and we did that shit like
Zoom Block.
Y'all don't even know what that is. Like we can't tell the view. Yeah.
And then next one we're gonna go to is Banana, because that is like a very, very distinct song.
That was
some people remember.
I mean, like I look at it as some GC shit now, but me and Fresh was both in relationship at the time, some high school shit, and it was just on some like on some like women appreciation shit. Like, bet. And we just on some shout out Alex Molly, like she was kind enough to like do the song with us and shit. And that's something like I don't know, like a large part of the next gen audience, it don't even seem like that, but like a lot of women and like girls and shit just like listen to our music. They're like our highest listened gender shit on Spotify too, like. So we have to do shit for them. And
then of course you got touched on it a little bit before, but big standout Terror, bro.
That shit was evil. I said I'm saying I
we wrote that shit in my room. 2 years ago.
2 years ago, it was dead in November or some shit like that. We had a 10-second loop.
A 10-second loop of the beat.
People don't even know that. A 10 second loop, we each, shout out Anonymous too, I mean, Level Up.
As soon as he played the beat, I said, oh shit,
bro,
it's over.
We each sat in a different recording in the room, and probably like, I want to say like 15 to 20 minutes later, we all had a verse.
Yeah,
We
fact.
just recorded it the next day. We did not know it was going to be like that.
We
Crazy,
fake
like-
already had like a video idea in our head too. Like, before we even recorded it.
Yeah, bro. And just like the energy, like we each come on like a different flow. We each on some like, it was just not even surreal, bro. It was just different. Like that was some shit. Even bro, live, that's still one of my favorite songs to do, bro. It just shows the chemistry of the whole game, bro.
And musically, for both of you, who inspires your personal sounds? Like when you think of, you know, your processes of writing, in terms of the sound that you want to create, in terms of, you know, beats you look for, kind of just in developing your own sound, who inspires you currently? It could be in the past, or whoever. Like,
I feel like music Mello has like a lot of influence over my work. Like even before I was recording and shit like that, I used to like look up how he would do shit. And it's mad weird now because like after a minute, like Mello moved to LA and we was dead on our own. So like I had to step up with some shit. It was just like, yo, like how we talked about him being like the Ears Start Project and like, yo, critique and shit. Like niggas had to like just learn music, like learn what sounds good, like learn how to harmonize, like learn what ad-libs on fire, like where to start to beat. And just like that type of technicality is what like gave me growth, I would say. But as for sounds, like I love like a lot of like Barrington Lee, like old school Jamaican shit, bro. Like, cause those are the real gangsters. Like, I didn't hear Get Rich or Die Trying. Like, I heard the story of David Brooks' Movado's out before that, and that's just as much gangster, but from a different region of the world. You feel what I'm saying, bro? So it's just like cultural shit. Like, I don't know.
I mean, for me, like rap wise, probably like Nas, Meek Mill, Andre 3000.
Yeah, shout out Andre.
But like music wise, like I just always fucked with different like beats that sounded like outer space and just different vibes, shit that slaps. I fuck with the sounds if it's some different shit. But yeah, I don't know. I fuck with a lot of Cudi, Chief Keef, Michael Jackson, like shit like that.
True. And definitely, I think in both your music, you can hear elements of all your influences kind of combined in both cadences and flows and kind of things like that. I think something we want to ask, like we're going to be asking a lot of people on the podcast, but we want to figure out like the process. 'Cause I feel like the rap process and the writing process is something that a lot of people don't understand. And it's something that is one of its most important part of creating music. So I think, are you guys, you know, writers? Are you guys, in terms of always writing notebooks, pen, pad, like
It's different every song, bro. It's different every time.
Never just straight right, of course.
Alright, I'm gonna talk now. I just want a dramatic pause. But look, once we start smoking some moolah, son, oh my lord, we just be making heat. That's what
I definitely want to let y'all know that we made Zoom entirely sober. Besides Elegant, we should talk about that shit.
Only Zoom.
Only Zoom was entirely sober.
We
which
be
is crazy.
smacked. I'm not even gonna front, and we just make the most fire.
Oh wait,
That shit is crazy.
was Zoom intentionally?
Nah, we was
sober, or
just
was
young
just-
kids, bro. And it's crazy because they was smoking in the studio around us, and me and Fresh was just on some like keep it a buck. We just didn't want to become dependent on like a substance to make
For
music.
creativity, right?
But it's crazy
Yeah.
because like after Zoom and we started critically analyzing shit, that's when we put in like almost like 10,000 hours already. We was on some like, okay, cool. We know we can make music without anything. And so like, yo, let's level up, let's experiment. And so when we started smoking, you just hear it, and the music shit is just like me, like I never used to have pockets in my raps. Like I def tell you that. Like I used to just like straight bars, like da 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 da, not even some triplet shit. Now like a lot of my songs there's like a space, or like I have like more melodies and shit like that. I'm not just like talking over beats. Like you can sonically hear the difference and shit. Like it's cool. But yeah, the gas is a major part of it.
Process, I mean,
We talk about content a lot. Like we ask the producers how they're feeling. Like the producers are really, really involved in our process. Like they're the ones that send the beats that inspire us. Yeah. The shit that we doing, for me. Or sometimes like I'll be walking down the street, I'll take a voice memo with some cars crashing, or like bird chirps, and Nori or John Boy would flip that shit or some cars crashing. Like just some weird shit. Or like dollar van drivers, and then niggas would turn it into the crazy shit, and then we build moving forward to a song, we record it, and then we send it back to them, so they build the beat around shit that we did, and then we send it back to the engineer. Yeah. And sometimes there's like 5 different versions of a song, and niggas don't even know when we drop it because they think it's just like overnight. Like nah, we did put in work. Like,
I mean, like sometimes we be free, like we all be getting smacked and just freestyling shit. Sometimes we be writing like crazy. Sometimes it would be like
Say how much unreleased tracks we have.
Like, blah blah blah. We got like
You'll upset the public.
a couple
like 2 months. Like,
yeah, a couple hundred.
I don't believe it.
And we don't even fight for quantity and shit like that. We was never on some quantity over quality shit because all of our shit we strive for quality. But now like making music is almost like effortless, bro. And I'm not saying we do it just to do it, but like every day we feel some different shit, so we just have shit to express.
Like it's not like we be going through like 4 songs in a session, and we might just be making new shit just there, and it's just that's the energy, that's real organic thoughts.
And don't get me wrong, like we don't make songs in 10 minutes all the time. Like sometimes I could be stuck on a song for like weeks or a month. You see what I'm saying?
Another thing is, like, when it comes to content, we live like interesting, crazy lives. Like we have a lot of shit to talk on.
Like right now, like we at least make like 3 to 4 songs a week.
Yeah,
like right now,
every single week.
2018. You feel me? Like every single week. Like we really do this.
And it's quality shit. Like after this, we could go to you can catch some footage. We could play it on the aux, bro. Let me know if you hear one bad song. Keep it a buck with you, bro. Not even on no ego shit, bro. Like. We does this shit, bro. Like, and like, yeah, I feel like there was a point in time after Zoom, like niggas got really depressed because I thought that was the shit that was gonna be taken off. You feel what I'm saying, bro? But it's also like
we in our bully now.
Real
shit is calm.
Real shit.
Bro, everything we talk about,
real shit going on in niggas' lives. Like niggas is really like. Just listen to our music. It's real.
And bro, on top of that, like I can't wait till one day like rap genius pick this shit up. Or y'all get bigger than rap genius and people like break down the technicality and like the syllables and the rhyme schemes, bro. We don't even put that much thought into this shit. Like we don't count it out, but like it's naturally there because like we do it. We don't repeat the same flows, none of that shit, bro. Everything we just like level up. It's crazy. Yeah. Like we got this song called Public Enemy, bro. We was all like the B room in our studio. It's probably big as this fucking living room space, bro. There was probably like how many of us on this? Like 8 or some shit like that. And we each have a different flow, and we all hearing the same beat and made it in less than 30 minutes. It's crazy, bro. Like,
does it? I mean, that's what I was gonna say. Does it feel weird to be in that kind of headspace right now? Kind of to see the development of like think back how I wouldn't say so recently, but not too long ago y'all were really grinding, going through it, and now you're at this stage where everything is just effortless. Is it ever like?
I feel like we still going through it, but it's also like we know what it takes to express ourselves and to give shit people to relate to. So it's like we just like, oh shit, like we could be having the worst day, all of us go like, yeah. There was a day last summer, me and him went through some bullshit the same day, bro. We came out, we just made some fire shit. Like, you see what I'm saying? We recorded a song in the car.
Yeah,
just on some weird shit.
Right by the water, just porked up, just had the mic hanging.
Bro, you did that just, we just asked each other how our days ago. Damn, you went through some bullshit too. I'm feeling the same way. That's a song right there. Yeah. And it's not even like forced or nothing. Like, that's just how it happens. Like,
and I feel like the best way to express it, like, I don't even be liking to talk about everything. I just make a song about it.
Bro. It's cool because like every producer we work with, like we got a different sound, bro. Like from when we work with Kosa, from like Swish to like the next gen shit, like even on mellow shit, like every sound is a different sound. It's like there's like different side styles that we're still unleashing. Like I don't know.
Next gen unleashed.
It's some crazy shit, yo.
But the fact, like, now the big focus is, one, we need more visual content, and two, just connecting, like, with the people, like, connecting with our supporters, just trying to, like, because we have a movement going on, but, like, the embers is there, but we really need to start getting something with its numbers, and it's like, when we drop a song, we want it to reach a certain amount of people.
Bro.
That kind of shit, we want to get the ball rolling because we know this shit is hot. Like, it's just a matter of getting it to the people.
And like, we know our stuff is sturdy in the city. You feel what I'm saying, bro? Like, we super sturdy out here. Like, niggas come up to us in the street, like, yo, like y'all next gen, like, I fuck with it. And I'm grateful for all that, bro, but it's time to expand, bro. I'm not trying to be local forever. That's not what the fuck I'm doing this shit for. Like,
we trying to be on billboards, man.
Like, it sucks sometimes when we walk down, like, our studio is like by Times Square and shit, right? So we walk through Times Square and then there's like this, right by the train where we get on, bro, there's like this big Summer Jam billboard. And it's like, oh, like, A Boogie or like Tutu or like whoever, and it's just like niggas that we know that recorded in the same studios as us, but they're on the billboards and we're just taking the train home. You see what I'm saying? It's just shit like that starts fucking with your head, and it's like, damn, like when we about to get there?
And I mean, so speaking of numbers and kind of more marketing, that brings up an aspect of music that a lot of people don't like, and that's like the music business aspect of it. And I mean, I think anyone that supports you and especially follows you guys and follows your music knows that you guys, there are a lot of moments of frustration, especially that you guys express both in music and kind of on social media about the aspects of the music industry, and in terms of like venues, problems with blogs, that kind of stuff. So well, I actually want to start with blogs. And I think for guys in New York who have been making music for this long, and at such a high quality, when one would expect, that one of these blogs, especially because there's a lot of blogs, a lot of these niggas more and more start fucking with you. And what can you say to that? Is that, do you feel like a responsibility, to keep promoting shit in terms of blogging, sending it all around, or do you want it to happen more naturally, or like?
I feel like after we made Running, like a lot of like Mellow didn't tell us for a minute, like labels were calling, bro.
Yeah.
But like, you see what I'm saying? Like Melo's been in this shit so long that he knows we have worked outside of his 360 deal.
Yeah, exactly.
Like keep it above. Like times get hard, bro. There's some days like we desperately like, yo, fuck. Like, what if we took a contract? Like, should we be different with our moms? What if we did this? But we know like our worth. You see what I'm saying, bro? Like, yeah, bro. Like niggas is not gonna throw us only $100K and expect us to be down for 5 years dropping music, bro. Like, dude. People I know, like, in situations like that right now, and their problem is the music. Like, our only problem is not the music. You see what I'm saying? Like, making music is effortless, bro. Like, some people, they just have to look and they can't create the sound. We have the culture, bro. We have the style, like, all that shit, bro. So, like, it's honestly, like, it's just reminding us to be patient type shit. Like independent art, that shit is hard, bro. But, like, the fact that, like, one day we're going to be able to, like, make all those millions and keep it to ourselves type shit, that's fire, bro. Like, I feel like a label should come in. Like, Next Gen is basically its only...
That's a fact. Real shit. Really the next legacy of like Rock Nation, all that type shit out here. Like, everybody should know, like, Brooklyn is the next up. Like, we the next face of everything going on. Like, Dipset was, Bad Boys. And that's all gonna come back. Like,
it's the fact that all this shit is real. Like, we really bout that shit. Like, on some dead ass shit. Like, I really... just listen to the music.
Test the gangster, bro. Test the gangster, bro. Come on. It's really funny, bro.
And most recently, I've seen you guys were scheduled to put out a show to open, I believe, for YBN. And some bullshit happened with venues and a variety of stuff like that.
So we got pregnant.
he got pregnant.
He got Black China
pregnant. YBN Almighty J, wear a condom, because you should not be getting bitches pregnant. Fucking up our shows.
Bro, and then right after that, we're supposed to do Comethazine, which, really want to come to the city and shit like that. So I feel like when it comes to shit like that, those are shit that like, alright, so like...
Tell them the story.
Yeah, alright, keep it a buck. I say this, like, when it comes to shit like that, like, so there's no like leader or next check, because everybody does their shit, but I low-key take like an executive role when it comes to the business shit, right? And so like I'm communicating with I'm in these emails, these chain emails with like the venues, the promoters, people, and when I say like niggas talk bullshit just because we're not signed, it's literally straight like that. Like, they would not talk to a signed artist like, hey, last minute, the day of the show, like, hey, the artist isn't coming up. We knew on some street shit, on some hood shit, Comethazine was not going to show up a week in advance. But we're like, we have a contract with this venue, we have a contract with the booking promoters, let's see what they're about to say to us type shit. And they tell us the day of, like, yo, the show's postponed, he doesn't want to come out. Niggas like, fuck that, bro. I'm typing like, yo, how am I about to tell my gang that they look forward to performing at SOBs? We had people coming out from Pennsylvania, Connecticut.
Tickets over.
Bro, I was like, what the fuck, bro? And they wasn't even trying to do the return shit automatically, bro. And I sat there frustrated, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, and we're Next Gen, bro. Like,
we was really promoting that shit on some.
Bro, and it's weird. We just had to remind ourselves who the fuck we were. When I say within less than 4 hours, bro, we threw our own show. We printed out like shirts, handed it to everybody that was there, bro. We had food. We had like a sound system. We had some lit shit. Like, and more people came to our shit than that would have popped out to SOBs. And we had, bro, it was crazy, bro. You could tell them what I mean.
Yeah, that shit was fun. But it's just that we've always had experiences with either venues or just like different places we performed, interact with like, for some reason, the energy is just, they not fucking with the energy. Like, we people trying to do us dirty, and we just be ourselves everywhere we go. When we perform, we really be perform, so we be throwing water and shit, and people be tweeting.
We could perform in front of 2 people.
And we still had the same energy.
We did Brooklyn Hip Hop Festival, we got kicked off.
Bro, hear this, bro. We did a show in Jersey.
We were smoking on stage.
Bro, we did a festival in New Jersey with 5 people, bro, and we had the same energy. We had the same energy as us doing Rough Trade or us doing Dinner Factory. You see what I'm saying, bro? Numbers don't make a difference, bro. Like, we still coming out. Like, last time we did a show in the gallery for the New York Times. Yeah, that shit was awkward as fuck, bro, but we made the best of every situation.
Yeah, that shit was like,
and that's how it's supposed to be, bro. Like, our shows are not supposed to be experiences more than just shows. Like, I like fucking like talking to the crowd and shit like that. Like, yo, how did it make you feel? What could we improve on? Like, I feel like a bunch of people don't communicate with their people. Like,
shout out to Claude.
That ass. Like, we're not some Hollywood niggas. Like, we're like, I don't know, it's community based. You feel what I'm saying? Because we're not nothing without our supporters. Like,
Facts.
I don't know. I feel like a lot of artists forget that shit nowadays because they feel like they're in a safety net of like cloud or like having a label behind them. Fuck that.
And that's why, like, speaking on just being community oriented, like, we're a group. Like, you see, there's mad of us. Like, whether people say it's a gang, a group, like, there's mad of us. So we
family,
keep each
bro.
other. It's family. So we keep each other grounded. Like, if all of us are going through some shit, like, there's always somebody to, you know, be there to support us and keep each other going. Like, we really go deep to places like,
bro, like, niggas can send one message and be like, yo, so-and-so's not good, bro. We link up, whatever, no matter what hood we're in, bro. Like, bro, like, whether it's like leaving classes and niggas leave work, it's like, okay, like, cool, let's go figure the situation out. Like, we about to get through this shit together type shit, bro. And don't get me wrong, like, we be getting on each other's nerves, but that's what family does, bro. Like,
always.
And just something to speak on this time specifically, like, I feel like we've gone through the stages of, like, every upcoming artist, at least most of them, any solid one, has
trauma, like
trials and tribulations throughout the way, and we've done that shit. Like, we've had like the industry grease us in mad different ways. We've had the boys be on dick and just locking all.
We had the hood try to grease niggas, bro.
These are out there looking for next gen. Oh, they think next gen. Oh, yeah, facts. Free the gang. Like, they was literally locking everybody up on some like. They're jacking that the music is like a cover up for a whole bunch of comments. They're wilding, and it's them greasing us. It's like whatever we got in our personal life with personal people greasing us, like mad, just going through just dark times. And it's like, it's about like, we feel like it's ready. This is the best music we've ever made. Like, we're in that perfect spot.
Basically, something has to give, bro.
Come on, that's what this summer, I'm speaking it right now.
Like,
summer
this shit feels different, bro. This shit just feels different,
something different from one to do others out.
Wow.
It's all,
I didn't know that shit,
man. That's a fact, though. Shit like that be happening. Like he said, like, I'm not gonna give it away though. Check it out.
And keep it a buck, bro. Like, if that shit doesn't inspire you, I don't know what, bro. Like, everything with us is DIY, bro. We just do it ourselves type shit. You see what I'm saying, bro? Like, nobody's writing our shit, bro. Like, nobody's like on some like giving us shit to talk about, bro. We just literally just like, we analyze the shit that we going through and we just like let it go, bro. Like, in hopes to inspire people, bro. Like, niggas ask me to inspire me all the time. Instead, just my brothers, bro. Like, I don't know, because each of our styles are so different. Like, what I fuck with us is like, I was telling Fresh this the other day, like, we have like next gen sort of like, and next gen O is sort of like just a kaleidoscope. There's so many different sides to this shit because we each have different passions. Like, obviously music is what connects us, bro. Like, but like Mikey's into the comics and like Sid is into like drawing and like producing beats and shit like that, and like Fresh does like a little acting and shit. Like, and I love like songwriting and writing scripts and like other shit. You see what I'm saying, bro? There's like, we could dominate every industry on some Wu-Tang shit if we just had the platform and resources to do so. And low key, I think that's why a lot of people try to grease us in advance because they know what the fuck is in for, bro. Like,
boy, there's a lot of people, like, not old heads, but just people that's established and they know our facts. They know our music. They adapt us up when they see us shit, but they don't want, like,
they don't promote our shit, bro. They don't come to the shows.
Not even that. I don't even care about that. It's like, they don't want to show, they don't want to respect it, but they know the facts, but they just don't want to, like, it's an ego thing.
Bro, you know, bro, you know when I lost my idols, bro? I lost my idols when I saw that, like, the niggas I was looking up to was watching my story, tuning into my lives when I was in my studio sessions, and then literally, like, trying to steal from the music and not acknowledge us as a person, bro. That's when shit got asked for me, bro, and that's when I was just like, yo, like, if that's happening, bro, then we have to be lit on some type of level. You see what I'm saying, bro? Like I don't be doubting that shit a lot. You feel what I'm saying? But it's also just on some like, damn, like we're not getting credit, and we're just youth trying to do this shit. Yeah. And that's when you gotta remember this industry is cutthroat on some shit, bro.
And I think that leads us into the kind of the current state of New York. And even just the cultural differences. So, you know, a lot of people would say that New York is, in relation to other cities like LA or Atlanta, is one of the probably the most separated city for music. You know, you have a lot of niggas isolated in separate areas that don't really fuck with each other as much as they do. You know, like you had Beast Coast going for a minute, but now you have, you know, A Boogie, Dave East, like all that kind of crew, and then not as many people fuck with each other. Right. But if you look at places like Atlanta or LA, all those niggas are collaborating.
Yeah, they just bringing each other up.
That's right, because they don't even like each other too, but they just know what the fuck it takes to come up. I feel like with New York, it's like a lot of ego based type of shit, and then like a lot of like gang violence goes into it too, like in rivalry shit that don't even need to go into it goes into it, and they make it like more political than it has to be type shit. Because if we was just one community, bro, like, I don't know, like, I look at it this way, bro, like, imagine if niggas was behind Joey Badass how they was behind Bobby Spreader. And I'm not saying Joey's music is on level, Bobby Shmurda's, none of that shit. Just on some just fully supporting niggas, bro. You see what I'm saying, bro?
Yeah.
Then we could all win and help each other come up.
Exactly.
But it's also just on some like, I don't know. I feel like you just gotta have that type of energy. And I'm not saying we fully have it, bro. But like, if we got the chance, we wouldn't lose it. Because the hard part isn't coming up, bro. It's maintaining this shit. Like,
and do you feel like that makes it? I mean, obviously, it'll make it a little harder to pop and stuff like that. But does that drive you, or does it? Do you think if you were in any other city, like shit would have popped already, or
it's both, bro. It's both. Like, it get me tight, but it's also on some shit where it's like I'm not gonna go to a different city, a different country to pop off. Like, if I don't got the love of my hometown, then I'm not doing something right, bro. So no matter how long that shit take, bro, like New York is gonna be behind us. With the new New York, like.
That's a fact. True. And that leads to, so I mean, there's a lot of people making music out in New York, and a lot of people, we have a very diverse like selection of sound, and there's a lot of talented niggas. Who do you think up and coming with y'all as like your top 5 like other niggas you see on the rise?
Shout out Choppy Chan 360.
Hey,
That's a fact.
I'm fucking with TME a lot. Shout out Jay Chris. He's doing his thing right now. Who else is pretty wavy?
Shout out my son Jay Lonzo.
Lonzo's doing his
Shout out
thing.
to bro, that's fame.
Shout out
Rap.
Damos. My bro Damos is doing his thing.
Gang.
Who else is interesting right now from the city?
I'm fucking with Lil TJ. Lil TJ from the Bronx. That's a fact. Oh, what's my son? Scrappy Doo. Fucking with Scrappy Doo.
I'm jacking Scrappy Doo.
Scrappy Doo.
I need a Silky.
Hell yeah.
I fuck with GS Stein. Have you anybody who knows me, bro? I'm all for it, bro.
Felt you. So, and then in terms of y'all, I mean, well, not in terms of y'all yet, but in the future, where do you see New York heading? Do you see it still maintaining that kind of very separate thing, or do you see kind of hope for the future in terms of more people to collaborate a lot more?
I see us flipping that whole coin, bro.
Yeah, that's really important.
You see what I'm saying? Like, we can change this whole shit, bro. It's gonna be, you remember like how 2012 was just a good year, bro?
Yeah.
When it came to everything, bro. Like, that's the type of time that we're on, bro. But instead of that shit being temporary, bro, like, we're gonna just make sure that shit goes on, bro.
Facts.
True. I think that's important. I think that New York should be way more up than it is right now in terms of just dominating culture, dominating headway. And what's next for Next Gen? And Next Gen, I know everybody.
Crazy, bro. I got a solo project coming out this month.
Shout out.
June 21st. It's called Bap. No. Fresh got a solo project coming out the month after that, and then we dropping a follow up to Zoom called Diamonds. Probably
We got probably a new project coming like
way before that. Probably even before mine, we might drop a Next Gen project.
Yeah, because we have too much.
We have so many
music, bro.
songs, bro.
Like, we're going to the studio today.
Niggas think they have a lot of music, but we really have a lot of music. Like, I'm not even gonna say the number. You feel me? Like,
oh yeah, me and Choppy probably have a song coming out next week, a single from our project. There's just so much different shit, bro. And then the videos that's dropping, bro.
Drop videos for
merch,
the
bro.
Zoom shit, like some songs from Zoom.
We have
Elegant, Terror.
Bro, we have just so much shit, bro.
Visuals coming very soon. Very soon.
We all just have so much shit, and bro. And the Saturday night we separate ourselves, like if Bones dropped a song, bro, I'll push it like it's my song. If Freshest project, it feels like my
single
project,
coming
bro.
through.
Like, it's lit,
bro. Soon have my
Bryce got music too. It's like, you know what I'm saying, bro?
That's Next Gen.
He's some hybrid ass weird nigga, bro. He should be Next Gen, like Big 360, bro.
Shitting on right now. Like, he's shitting on everyone from New York.
Come on, bro.
I'm gonna front on him.
Just no beer content for the next like 2 years, bro. Like once we start, bro, like we have enough songs where we could drop like every day until August and still have a heavy unreleased shit. Like literally every single day and still have at least like 60 songs to drop.
Definitely.
I'm telling you, bro, it's looking on the rise. Big things about to happen this summer, man. Big things.
Yeah, I'm ready for this shit, bro. And I'm proud of y'all too, bro. Y'all wanna come on, bro. This needs to
about to grow with y'all, bro.
Community based, bro.
Yeah, we was on
out here. That's Next Gen old fam too.
Yeah,
bro.
Fun the show, feel me? And so we gonna link y'all all on the YouTube video. Everybody, people links. We're gonna link everybody Cloud.
Thank you for having us.
Shout out Next Gen, bro. Shout out Next Gen. No, shout out everybody.
Shout out the cabinet too. Shout out Mello. Shout out Claude.
It's a fact.
All right, bro. It's a
Shout
wrap.
out Cam on DJ.
Oh, he's on tour with Tory Lanez right now. Flipped in there, bro. Like everybody's doing something.
Big
You know what I'm
moves.
saying, bro?
All right, yeah. Thank y'all for being here, man.
It's lit, cool.
Cool.